so I have applied my Flawless Finish foundation after my skincare routine, and now I have our contour and highlight palette. This is not necessary if you're just beginning, but I like to do it. It's fun. I never thought I would. I thought that was like way beyond me in the makeup world, but I've learned that you can do anything you want and you can learn anything you want. So I start with our contour part and then just get some on, and every face shape is a little different, but the patterns are similar. So I go up here a bit, it's kind of this rounded area, and darken. We're making shadows to make different areas of our face stand out. You do a little bit up here. It always feels weird because it's like, whoa, that is dark. And actually you'll notice too that I do my powder foundation after this, and part of the reason is I feel like it helps even it out and blend it. So even though I'm doing these shadows, they won't be so intense once I use my powder finish to kind of like even everything out, blend it a little bit. So I go ahead and make my shadows heavy enough, you know, no one's gonna notice this. I think we always think, oh my gosh, you know, I'm doing it really dark, but I'll go ahead and look in my mirror over here too. So some people do down here. I avoid it just because I don't want my neck to look super orange, but you could do a little bit down here if you wanted. I guess I'm doing it today. Didn't necessarily mean to, but I was just gonna kind of show you guys, and there it goes. And then for the jawline, you want to go underneath just to make it stand out, or at least that's the way I prefer to do it. Make it a little darker down here. Just gives you a little bit of a stronger jaw, and I like that. And it might feel a little awkward at first, and it might feel like a big dark crazy line, but that's why we blend too. So you can see already that it is poking my cheekbones out a little bit, and I like that. Okay, so I've got some of those darker areas on my face, and then what I usually do is I take my dual action, and this can be matched perfectly with your liquid. So we do have samples. We don't have samples of this, the powder. We have samples of liquid, and then that can match you with your powder, dual action powder. This can be wet or dry. I just use it. I don't use a ton of it, but I just use it at the end, and I just use it to kind of just even everything out and make it look natural. I like a very natural makeup look. Just still like to look similar to who I am without makeup, probably because I don't wear makeup every day, and I don't want people to get afraid when they see me. They can just think, oh, she's fancy today, she's not fancy another day, you know. Again, I like to avoid right in here because I've got some wrinkles there, but I do use concealer there, and I do that after my foundation. And we learned that from our founder, because if you're using your concealer before, you're just wiping it all away. So show you, I actually, and I haven't gotten to the highlight part of that palette yet either, and I'll show you what I do with that, but I put a little bit of concealer here. We have been told that not necessarily using it directly out of the bottle. I do, because I use my concealer enough that, you know, I get a new one soon enough. So I go like this. These are the areas that we're wanting to lighten up a little bit, and then especially most of us want to do this. And I'm going to show you, you know what, I might not be able to because I don't think I have it with me, but I'll tell you what I do. So you can see for me, I'm making this little triangular shape right here, and I'm keeping it out of this area because I don't love the way it sits in there. However, if I do get it in there, we have a product called the Hydrating Mist, and I like to use that. I dampen it on my fingers, and if I get it into my wrinkles a little bit right there, I can use that to go ahead and make it not show my wrinkles as much. I'm not using very great English terminology, and I apologize, but you get me, right? So then here I'm just, you can see, you know, like if I would have done that underneath my foundation, a lot of this would have just been wiped right away, and I don't want that. We want that really nice light color. That's why we use it in the first place, to make our eyes look lighter. So you can see it's lightening things up a little bit, but also I don't want to give myself any, you know, more wrinkles than I have when I don't have makeup on my face. So we're gonna do our best here. And again, the hydrating mist makes a great spray at the end. If you get any in there, you're like, oh, that's too heavy. These wrinkles are pretty normal, but I have some more that if I smell real big, those guys are the ones I try to avoid. And those, believe it or not, have gotten so much better since I started BRI. Like, I'm aging backwards. It's the best thing ever. So if you're not using BRI skincare, you need to. Okay, so got this highlighting color again. You can do the highlight in the same spots that I did the concealer. It does have a little bit of shimmer, so I don't necessarily do a ton. I do a little up high. And I usually honestly do it after my blush, but I'm not going to show you my blush necessarily in the same video, I don't think. Though I could. Maybe I will. So you can see again, you can just see how I created some of those shadows. This doesn't look quite as blended as I want it to. But we've created some different areas, and once we get that final look, once all the makeup is on, it just looks really, really nice, and you feel really confident because you've got the lighting in all the right areas. The more steps that I do, the more confident, like, oh yeah, girl, you're looking good today. So let's see. Okay, so you know what, I haven't even decided on my blush color, so that's gonna have to be in another video. So I'll probably do my brush and my blush and my brows in the next video, because those are the next steps that I like to do.